Today we are playing debt collector, and in some cases it's really just convenience of some people that I do trust. Just I need to run by and grab some checks that, for jobs that were ongoing, and we just kept the tally up. I got one in particular that's really making me mad. A dumpster. At the time we were having an appointment for my daughter. This call came in for a dumpster. I pushed it through, and in the notes I saw it said concrete. I said, hey, I called the guy back. I said, hey man, just want to let you know we don't really take concrete. He's like, oh, it's just a couple slabs from like a hog pen. It really isn't that much. I was like, okay, but we charge X amount after 1 ton. So, I mean, if I can't pick it up, it's just gonna get dumped there. And you got to pay per ton. He's like, okay. Fast forward about 2 days later, Keegan, my driver, goes to pick it up, and it is overflowing with dirt, debris, and there's concrete. There is concrete on the bottom. Call the guy up. Hey man, this thing is insanely overloaded. I'm not even sure my guy can get it. I told you not to do this. And he had like 2-foot debris over the top, which could all blow out and everything. I was super frustrated. Told him I needed another dumpster ran. I could not have this hold me up. So I told Keegan, I was like, try to load it, try to smash it down, see what it is. He's gonna pay for it. I realized since I was at an appointment, I was in a rush and I didn't take the guy's card number as a backup. He paid a check originally, didn't get a card number for him because I was in a rush, and it was a farmer. Normally farmers I'm not worried about. They're, I want to say, honest and easy to work with and deal with, but this is kind of dumb on his part because he literally could have used it for hard fill and got rid of it for free, because it was literally dirt, rock, and concrete. So it's his own fault. But now I'm paying for it. So I paid double to get rid of what he dumped in there than what I rented. I'll just give you the numbers. The dumpster was $315 for the rental. It was a 1-day rental. I spent over $600 emptying it, so he owes me tonnage. So that's what I'm gonna go try to get. And he's ignored my phone calls. He's ignored my emails. And I basically said, hey, well, after 30 days, this will get sent to collections, etc., etc. And I don't usually have to do that. Only once or twice ever have I had to do it. But this is more of the principle of the matter. I can see when people ignore my emails because of the system I use. So I know he's acknowledging it. I know he's basically screening my call. And it's just frustrating. It's his mistake. He needs to pay for it. Or he knew the entire time what was going to happen. I'm not sure. But this is exactly what you aren't supposed to do in the dumpster rental business. Do not take a credit card. It always seems like it's going to be okay, and that's the one that's going to get you. So, or really in any business, or have a system set up that you can collect on that money either way. It might be worth paying somebody X amount of dollars per year to collect on all your missed accounts. I typically only have a handful all year, and they're really small usually. But $600, it's kind of, money's money, whatever. They make more every day. I can find that money later. But it's the principle of the matter at this point, and I am super frustrated. I'm to the point now, I will spend more money on my end to collect it out of principle if he doesn't just basically hand it to me when I pull up to his house. Because that's the other thing. People don't expect companies to confront them one-on-one, but I'm a small business. So, of course, that might kind of throw him for a loop when all of a sudden this guy walks up and is like, hey, you owe me money. Let's see what happens. Instantly caved. This dude was actually shaking. It was kind of weird. I don't think he's used to being confronted, and he pretended like he never saw my emails or my texts or any of my invoices that came in. I'm kind of watching him now because, he's a good old farm boy, so. He was just playing absolutely dumb. This is ridiculous. I don't know what he's rummaging for back there. Checkbook, what it is. Got him. That is why you pay your bills. I don't know what it is. This place is doing well. Let's just put it that way. That's what really bothers me. Is normally people are worried about not getting paid from, I'll call them, you know, the trashy neighborhoods, using other people's words, or, you know, the not well-off community, or, you know, crackheads, as people say. But this dude is sitting on hundreds of acres. Looks like he's selling livestock, like as an auction near for livestock. And I mean, I'm not going to disclose his name or light him up here because, I mean, I don't think he'll ever come across this video, but it's still just frustrating that I have to do this. And I mean, he paid right away, but it was, I don't think he ever would have paid. I don't think he ever would have paid. He would ignored it until it came down to a court case. So sometimes you guys that do not want to go collect and you just want to message and text and call, no. Roll up, talk to them. They're gonna act dumb, and then just be nice. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, we had like a quick conversation, but I wasn't sticking around to be his best friend. I just basically stuck around long enough to keep a good reputation and not look like I'm trying to strong arm money out of the guy. Because honestly, you don't want that reputation in town, because people will spin the story however they want. But I got paid, we're moving on, we're having a good day. Oh, that felt so good. You know what, sometimes this kind of stuff happens, and you know, when it's a $5 overage charge or a $10 overage charge that doesn't get paid, you know, usually after a few months I just go, hey, you know, please take care of this. You know, I'm doing some bookkeeping, catching up with all the people that were a little over. But in this case, this was kind of one of those just, oh, it felt so personal. So it felt good to get that, because I wasn't ready to just write that off. Even though, again, I was willing to lose money to get that money, if that makes sense. It feels good not to have done that, and that it worked out. Now we're going to go collect on people who just, you know, just have general bills they owe me. So outside of that, man, hope this day just keeps going this way. So a buddy of mine ended up renting my skid, and then I actually ended up picking up a Harley rake for him from a different rental company. Well, I realized he only used it for like 3 days, and he had it for a week. So I asked him if I could maybe spot him a couple hundred for the rental, and I'm quickly going to see if I can take care of this field here where I want to spread more gravel. So I have somebody hauling me semi-loads worth of gravel, and if I can Harley rake some of this field, cut out the vegetation, I can quickly start spreading that the next time I have this skid available. But of course, this weekend it's not available, but at least I can have step 1 done and make quick use of this rake. If that works, it'll save me a little bit of trouble just trying to use a bucket to scrape everything. But he said this thing works like a charm. We're about to find out. All right, so I apologize that I couldn't actually videotape using that. Honestly, I needed to do it really quick because I needed to return the piece of equipment, and it started raining. As you can tell now, it's all dried out, but that thing worked really well. It was super tall grass, so I really should have came in here with a mower and lowered it. But you can't really tell, but there's a lot of dirt here from actually leveling this out. This used to be super, super wavy. You can tell there's some spots where, you know, it kind of went over the grass because, well, it was trying to level it, and so it didn't cut all that down. So I'm actually pretty darn impressed with that thing. I think I want one. I really do. So now I'm going to come in with a straight bucket. Actually, I might start with my grapple. I've got my grapple hooked up, so I might pick up more of the grass clumps here and drag it. The grapple works really well for kind of using as like a land planer or a land leveler because of just like the slots in it. Here, I'll show you guys. So you see how that, like, basically the dirt can kind of sift through there. I really like that, and I can just basically clump up a bunch of that grass and push it towards the end there. We have about 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 tons of dirty 2-inch there. I'm gonna guess it's a little bit bigger than that too, which will spread as a base. I don't know if I said in the beginning of the video, this is about to be storage, and I'm pretty excited for this. So what I'm planning to do, and here's the plan, we'll see how it actually turns out. We're going to pick up a lot of shipping containers. So the idea is to get all this graveled first, right? Get it all nice and smooth, get it level, let it sit for a little bit. Then I'm gonna have a concrete guy, maybe. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put concrete down or not, but I think it would look a lot nicer. I'm gonna have him put like a, I don't remember exactly the math, maybe 80 or 100 by like 22 foot concrete section, so I can set shipping containers down. The idea here is I'm also, because it's just cheaper, I'm going to get very uniform units, probably all one color, and which will probably be the hardest part, to find that many of them the same color. But what I want to do is I want to have back-to-back 10 foots, so like you can basically drive on both sides of the field and there will be a door to a 10-foot unit. And then on the very ends I want two 20s. So on one end will be a 20, on the other end will be a 20, which will also have all of our signage on it for the secure storage, and that'll be one row. We'll test it. If that fills up right away, I'm going to move down a couple more feet. I'm going to have them make me another concrete pad, slap more of those units on there, and we will just keep going that way until they're all full, or we see that there's capacity. The rest of this back here will be camper storage. This will be gated, and we'll have secure storage. And that is the game plan. I truly believe a business needs to succeed with a subscription service. I think that is just where the world is going. Obviously, the world's already been there. Netflix, all the Amazon, getting Amazon Prime. It is guaranteed income once you get someone signed up. I mean, it might not be forever. They can cancel, but they have to take the time to cancel. And with storage, not only do they have to take the time to cancel, they have to take the time to remove their stuff from the units. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. As you can guess, with me having a dumpster business as well, that would definitely be the route to go, is for like long term, is to stop doing short-term rentals. And once I have a very large inventory, we'll definitely probably be looking at a subscription service of some sort for the dumpsters as well. But gotta do one project at a time. Oh, she's awake. Mama Bear's at work today, so guess who gets to go on the skidster while we work? Yeah, we do. We get to go on this skidster. Woo! Work doesn't stop just because this is where I feel the line is drawn for people who are willing to work and people who are not, or people who will be successful and people who are not. I feel like a lot of guys, if their wife was at work, all their family is on vacation or traveling, and I'm talking both sides right now, vacation and or traveling for work themselves, cannot watch their daughter or their son. They'd be like, oh, I gotta stay home today. I can't get anything done because XYZ, excuse. It's not how it works. My wife needs to work. I need to work. But I can't stop working just because she's at work. And this is where being adaptable comes in. It is the weekend, so this isn't like a Monday through Friday thing where I can drop her off at a babysitter. So we're going to put in some extra hours. But this is that moment when you're like, oh, I can't do this, or I don't have time, or this is the reason. You need to find an answer. This is my answer. We're taking her to work today. Putting that work. So it's a little difficult to film the progress here, but it is turning out. I don't know if you can see it back there, but got to keep a little girl happy. My brother's coming out here in a little bit, and we've got a little play go-kart that, I mean, we might take the opportunity to put a different sprocket on it and run it around a flat spot here. So my little brother will absolutely love that if he sees it, because there's really no rush for this project. I want to get it done, but a little day of fun won't hurt. All right, guys, it's 90-something degrees out here. I'm tired of this project already, but I really just want it to be done. It's kind of one of those things I wanted to have done already. But this is like playing in a dust bowl. I kid you not. First off, I don't want to scrape any more vegetation. You can see spots of vegetation, but this is already like a swimming pool. So the more I dig down in here to tear it all out, the deeper I need to place the rock. So I really don't want to do that. I could come back with some more of that dirt, try to kind of flip that sod and fill in the spots, but I'm to the point like, you know what? The rock is going to fill in some of the waves that I've made here. I really wish I had that Harley rake that I was using earlier, because it would make this so level that you could play like pocket pool on here. I mean, it would be perfect now that all the grass is gone, but it's not. It's going to be okay though. We got 200 tons of rock here. I hope it's enough. We got some dirty 3-inch, and then we got some CM6 to put on top of it. At this point, I just want to get this done so I can kind of start to think about the vision of this place from here. But there's got to be easier ways to make money. I know there are. I really need to start thinking a lot better about them. All right, so that was unusual. As you can see, I'm back in the truck. I just got a call for a dumpster, and I told the guy, hey man, it's a holiday weekend. All my dumpsters are scheduled for the weekend. I have none left. And the guy goes, man, my crew is 6 hours from home. The only way I can basically get rid of this stuff is if I drive down there with a dump trailer that I have sitting at our lot, because they travel to do these jobs for different companies. And he goes, and I can't do it. They have all the siding off of this place. It's masonite siding, so it's a little heavier and, you know, more cumbersome to deal with than putting on a flatbed trailer and then pulling it off by hand. He's like, they don't have the time. They've got to get to the next job. And I'm like, all right. And I said, what's the address? He gives me the address, and it is literally 4 minutes from where I'm at. I'm like, let me see what I can do. So I drove over there. I'm looking at it. I called him back. I said, I will help your guys load this if you think we can do it in 30 minutes and they're done. He calls his guys. They're like, we can do it in 15 minutes. We load up this dumpster. I charge him for a 1-day rental, and then he ends up sliding me a $50 tip in a Google review. So it's nice to work with customers like that, where they are just like, boom, yes, let's do it. Let's make it work. I'll pay, you know, the premium for it. And I mean, it honestly wasn't a premium. It was a 1-day price, but I saved the chance of having to, or the responsibility of having to drive back, and I switched my responsibility with helping load. So I saved a little bit of time, made it a little bit more money, but we'll get back to that project over there at the shop. Let me know what you think of that project where we're just laying all that gravel. I'm honestly really debating if I want to turn that into storage right away, or if I just want to have that gated space, and instead of investing $50,000 in storage, invest it into a couple pieces of other rental equipment, which would cash flow faster. Things like 40-foot man lifts, dump trailers that I can rent out to people. So there's a lot of ideas going in my head, guys. Drop in the comments what you think. This is what you guys got to do. You got to weigh those options and adapt. I'm halfway through the project that I thought was going to be one thing, and I could switch in the last second, I promise you. But thanks for following, guys, and keep grinding, and make sure you collect that money. Always. Don't work for free, because I don't. Catch you next time.